Picture this. You're trapped in an old abandoned factory with horrifying creatures that seem to spawn all around you and are determined to end your life. That's where we start off in Days Without Incident. This short indie horror is unique in its style, but does style alone carry a game? Does this game's mechanical shortcomings take away from the fun of it? Well, let's check it out. Hey everyone, it's Sumi here, and today we're taking a look at Days Without Incident. This game was developed by We Create Stuff and was published by Black Lantern Collective in October of 2025 to fairly positive reviews. Days Without Incident is a short, first-person single-player horror game. In this game, we play as an investigator who's come to the town of Ebb and Flow to check out mysterious happenings that have been occurring. Specifically, why the local metalworks factory had been abandoned and why everyone stopped drinking the water. We embark on a journey that takes us through the factory in search of the source of the problem, the boiler room. Along the way, we encounter several setbacks, problems, and monsters that we have to overcome in order to find the boiler room. There are mazes, puzzles, hide-and-seek games, all hiding scares and creatures in their shadows. We come across multiple papers that tell us the truth of the story, that this company had been working with a new organization that was dealing with some pretty toxic material, that something was very wrong and something was alive in the factory, that one of the workers had gone to hide in the boiler room to escape from the creature, only to be stuck in there for days before someone found him. And the only reason they found him was because the water started to taste funny. So they were like, oh, what's up with this boiler? Oh, just a corpse. Kind of rough. While we search the factory, we keep coming across notes from someone or something telling us different things about how it was a mistake for us to come here and threatening us and even hiding important items from us. One note, there was this moment when this thing takes a key we need and we have to follow a blood trail to find it. And at the end, we get to, we have to get it on a hanging string. And let me tell you, this would have been the perfect opportunity for a jump scare. And I was really disappointed that it was like legitimately just a walk over there and grab it and walk back kind of situation. Anyway, that was just one of my things where I was like, this would have been really fun as a scare, and it just didn't happen. Now, once we finally get to the boiler room, we discover this poor worker, but we also come face to face with the true boss, Amanda. Wait, what? No? This thing. One thing that I don't think I as a player picked up is exactly what the creatures are. Like is it a parasite and by getting in the water, everyone who drinks it turns into one of these creatures we see? Or are they like a separate thing and they're just somehow related to the toxic material? I think the game did a great job at hinting at what the story is and what it wanted to say to us, but I don't actually think I ended up getting the total closure that I wanted about what happened before our character arrived at the facility. So I'm not really sure what the creatures are. I'm not really sure what the giant monster at the end is. Things like that where I'm like, I kind of have a sense of what's going on, but I don't actually know, Anyway, the final battle is our character running around and screwing in all of these wheels to cause the boiler to overheat and catch on fire, which ends the monster once and for all. Somehow. That fight was honestly really tough for the first 5 to 10 minutes while I was playing, while I figured out how the hell it worked, because it didn't really tell you. I was really confused about how to escape the boss once it locked onto me, because it's way faster than me and it's really good at figuring out where I'm going to go in relation to it, because all I have to hide behind are these walls. So it took me a full try to understand that you can use the boiler itself to hide and lose the monster's sight. And once I figured it out, that was just a matter of doing things and winning the game. So it was fine, but it took me a second. Generally, I feel like while the story was simple, it accomplished what it wanted to do. It set the scene for an investigation, it allowed us to get into the world of the game with very little issue, which I thought was great. Let's talk a little bit about graphics. When it comes to graphics, I don't have very many complaints at all. Everything looked great, I didn't have any problems with it, there were no optimization issues, which is excellent. Stylistically, I thought it looked really cool. It reminded me of the style of Content Warning with the black and white color scale, and it almost looked like it was intended to give illustration, but I don't think it was quite sketchy enough in the lines, if that makes sense. It wasn't quite there, but it was close. I think the only thing that I would have maybe loved to have is some more diversity in the lighting. I thought that having grayscale was a really cool choice, but it made everything tend to blend together, so it was really hard to pick out individual things a lot of the time because it all looks the same. It's just kind of gray. I did find the choice to have the only color in the game be in the final boss battle really cool. It felt really jarring with the change and the music and the bright red, and it was awesome. I loved it. It was so cool. The other thing with the graphics and the grayscale is that sometimes I would miss items because they wouldn't look exactly like how I thought they were gonna look. Like one of the keys was in a circle shape, apparently. And the circle looked an awful lot like many of the rocks and rubble piles that were lying around. So I fully missed out on finding one of the keys because I just didn't really know how to find a key that wasn't key shaped. It was unfortunate. I still got the gun though. That was great. Let's talk about sound. The sound design was pretty good. It was scary. There was lots of footsteps, atmospheric noises, creature sounds. I thought that was really fun. I appreciated the boss battle music at the end. It made getting found way scarier because suddenly there was like booming, intense music in my ears along with the actual monster roaring at me. It was really, really cool. That was also the only time in the game where music was involved, and I thought that it was actually used really well. Now let's talk about the actual gameplay mechanics. The actual gameplay itself had some pros and cons. I enjoyed a good amount of the gameplay where you're walking around and finding different items and keys to help you move to each location, but there was like one aspect to the gameplay that I just like didn't understand, and that was the combat. I didn't even know there was gonna be combat in this game. The problem with the combat was mainly in the mechanics themselves. I didn't mind having to kill the little dudes, but they were so much faster than the axe that I got at the beginning of the game that figuring out when I needed to click in order to have the axe actually swing when I wanted it to was super weird. You had to like back up out of reach of the creature, then click use, and then move forward and hope it hits because it was delayed. It was weird. I really didn't like that part. And honestly, I didn't even really have to use it all that much because I was just able to run past pretty much everything with zero consequence, like all the monsters except for the boss. But including the one in the room where it was looking for you, you can just run past it and it couldn't do anything to you. That aspect of the gameplay did take some of the fear away because if I was, scared of a thing, well, I just run past it. It's not like it's gonna do anything to me. If there had been something to motivate me to kill them, then there would have been a different story, but there really wasn't any reason besides just not wanting them to be noisy anymore, so why bother? So let's go ahead and score the game. I score games on a scale from 1 to 10, with 1 being unplayable, I regret spending any time on it, 2 being awful, 3 is it's bad, 4 was it's not great, 5, meh, 6 is it's fine, 7, good. 8 is great, 9 is fantastic, and 10, everyone should play this game. I would rate this game a 7. I thought that it was pretty good. It was short and it was sweet, it did what it set out to do, and it wasn't super expensive either. So, was this game carried by its style, or did the gameplay bring it down? I would say that this game did a great job of balancing the two, and that its style and confidence in its niche allowed it to be less polished in the mechanical area without me feeling like it took away from the game. Would I have liked the fighting mechanics to have been better? Absolutely. But I still found the experience to be enjoyable despite that, and a lot of why is in its cool and unique design. If you like first-person horror games that take less than an hour to complete with eerie atmosphere and simple gameplay, then I think you'll like this one. This game is free on Steam, so go try it and let me know what you think. Hey everyone, thanks so much for watching. If you like this video, I think you might like this one too. And if there's a game you think I should check out, make sure to leave it in the comments below. I hope that you have a great rest of your day or night or whatever time it is for you, and I'll see you in the next one.